It's the 10th of December 2022. I was just curious if anybody else had noticed that downtown Monterey doesn't have any Christmas decorations this year. I had a conversation with a number of people, and one person suggested because of COVID that's probably why they didn't put them up. I go, well, haven't we gotten past COVID? And it didn't seem to stop the city of Monterey from putting up plastic shields and everything else and the signs and whatnot that they put all over the place when COVID hit. But I did a little digging and I looked back into the history on the decorations in downtown Monterey and when they'd been put up in the past. And I saw a photo back from 1956. There was a woman named Erica Frank. I guess she had been commissioned to paint the angels that used to hang from various light poles around Monterey, and she did, a few dozen of them, and then they were replaced again in '71 by other people that repainted new ones because the old ones had deteriorated so badly that they just couldn't use them anymore. So I guess the city had commissioned those in '54, and then on November 17th of '56, I find a photo dated that shows Alvarado from the Alvarado house on the corner. I'm looking down to the north on Alvarado, and you can see that. You can see, garlands stringing along the side from pole to pole. And of course, now we have the trees on Alvarado that they typically light up at night. I've noticed a lot of them aren't lit when it's dark out early in the morning. I don't know, that could be a time clock issue. They don't seem to keep track of when lights come on and off on Alvarado. There's a thing called an atomic clock, time clock that you can set, and it takes care of all that. But yeah, we don't have any decorations whatsoever. So I dug a little bit more, and in 2018, the Old Monterey Business Association ran an ad that showed Christmas carolers on Alvarado by the State Theater, and you could see these wreaths that they had up on each of the light poles behind them, and ribbon and stuff like that. So it's not like it hadn't been done in recent history. It's just they're not doing it anymore now for who knows what reason. I did notice that Seaside had put up a number of their happy holidays and whatnot on the light poles on Canyon del Rey and Del Monte, and some of those extended down past the Highway 1 overcrossing by the Speedway gas station that's at, I guess that's Ramona Street or something, and Del Monte. But I do believe those were probably mistakenly put up by the people that were putting them up, the contractor that was putting them up for Seaside. So I'm just kind of curious, does anybody care that we don't have any Christmas decorations in Monterey? I mean, if I had a business and I wanted to, have sales related to Christmas and so forth, kind of build that atmosphere. Everyone seemed to be gung-ho that Cannery Row Company did a tree, and they have everything all decorated down there. Hell, my bank downtown Monterey, they have more decorations in there than they do on Alvarado completely. So just kind of curious, is this the sign of the leftists that have taken over our local government, or there's some funding issue, or because if there is, I think the Old Town Monterey Business Association could possibly take it over and probably get a number of volunteers to step up. I know I would. I've got ladders. I could, put things up. I'm an electrician, so hooking something up and tying it to lights or just putting it up on the pole wouldn't be too much of a problem. Maybe some zip ties and, there you go. But it's just sad to see those things that we accepted culturally here in Monterey not continuing, and our history being erased in a sense. And going back to the angels, after all those years of growing up as a kid, it didn't convince me to become a Catholic or a Christian because those angels were hanging out in Monterey around Christmas time. I actually enjoyed them. It was somebody's artwork, and I kind of miss seeing them. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all, and Happy New Year's. And I've got a couple things I'm kind of working up here as far as videos go. There's a number of homeless camps that look like hell, and Seaside and Salinas, but I just haven't had time to do anything right now. Peace out, everybody.